I don't know, like for me at least, this is ever since I was like 14. This is like all I've wanted to do. So it's been pretty constant on my mind. Like it's pretty much the only thing I've ever like worked this hard at. That's not true, but it's the thing like I've wanted to do the most. So that was a backwards answer.
No, it's good. I mean, like I'm kind of along the same lines. I have to be a performing kind of thing. Like I grew up doing a lot of singing and theater stuff too. So as long as I'm performing, I'm happy. But this is like my number one passion. So I would want to do this if I wasn't doing this.
If I had to pick, I'd just be a songwriter.
You'd be
like
a
just
country
a writer.
music
I would write top 40 country songs.
It would be awesome.
I'd live in a big house.
You would with horses.
Yeah,
that's
We're planning a really big show on the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be
For next
awesome.
year.
There's gonna be like astronauts and cupcakes. It's gonna be sweet. I don't know. No, I mean I think we're definitely gonna be playing a lot more shows. We have some bigger shows coming up. Like we're gonna be playing like I guess a mini tour with the Morning Light and a Rocket to the Moon. We're playing shows like All Time Low and Hit the Lights in July. Just more small tour stuff. I know we're probably gonna be recording before the summer is out, most likely. I would like to think we're gonna go in and do some more recording. So we should have some new stuff, and definitely like keep checking back with us in the next 2 months or so. There's gonna be lots of stuff to announce. But like with us, it's like it's hard because like things change every day, and like you want to tell people what's going on, but you never know for sure. So we always like do our best to make sure that we know exactly what's going on with something before we say anything. So yeah, I definitely say like bigger tours, longer tours, especially throughout the summer. And definitely some recording soon. And free high fives as always. Being in the band, I think like I know what my favorite part is. I can tell you right now, and I will. My favorite part is basically going to new cities and seeing new places and meeting new people and like getting a chance to do that with your best friends. I know that sounds super cheesy, but it's like getting the opportunity to like I went to Michigan and Chicago in like a span of 3 days. I've never been to either of those places before, and just like knowing that the reason that you're there is to like play a show, and like the first time you go somewhere, but you get to do it like in a band. It's like the most fun thing I think that you could ever do. So I'm just like thankful that that it works out like that. Yeah.
It's kind of an uncertain lifestyle, sort of. Like you kind of, one thing for us is that because we're aiming to do this as a career, it's sort of like we're banking a lot of our future on a lot of luck and like a lot of things happening for this group that don't happen for a lot of other groups. So it's kind of like, I think the scariest part of it is that you sort of wake up in the morning and you realize that like every day is kind of a gamble that you're doing it, and that's kind of part of why it's fun too. I think it's just because of the fact that you don't really know what the future has in store with it, but at the same time that's really scary because you think like it is a little bit of a scary thing to think I'm putting all my eggs in this one basket, and if at the end of the road like it didn't happen, what do you do then? Like
be a mailman.
Yeah, like what happens at that point? But so I think it's just like you're kind of constantly surrounded by a lot of people saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Really small percentage of them like never actually really happening. But at the same time, I mean, after that little bit does pan out, then it's like really exciting and more fun. It seems like a big deal. So, but I think uncertainty.
I feel like it's the same kind of thing. I mean, it's definitely like just like waking up like every day. I hope this is right. I hope I'm making right decisions, but it's like I wouldn't rather be like I wouldn't want to do it. So it's like I don't know. I'd much rather be trying than not, and like doing something that I hated. Like just because I felt safe. I mean, it's definitely
play that. That'd be tight.
Yeah. Dude, let's get
Set it
working
up.
on that.
Can you guys set that up?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, we'll
definitely.
try.
Oh,
Nice. This is we
tell the
tell.
cupcake story.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
That story
I
has-
mean, that is the
This
craziest
story
thing,
has
bar
so many
none.
levels. Though.
It's like crazy, but like in a creepy way.
What happened?
Well, we were playing a hometown show at Jam and Java, and like, I don't even really know who she was, but she like broke into our, like, she stole some cupcakes and stole like a T-shirt, and then broke into our van, like while we didn't know, and then like we got in the van and like all of a sudden her like, hey, and I was like,
Whoa.
and I turned around and she's like behind me, and like,
On the back
me and
bench.
John were like freaking out, and like so like she like this other girl had made us cupcakes, but then this other girl stole those cupcakes and stole a T-shirt from us and broke into our van somehow. It's like that was like the craziest thing. Like that's like the definition of the term crazy.
She wouldn't get out either. Was the thing. Like so, we were trying to leave because we had to go. We had to leave for another show that was coming up the day after. We had to get out of there, and she wouldn't